Welcome to the Art of Dress. I'm very happy to share with you today our final color palette, Burgundy Earth. So in order to show us Burgundy Earth, today we're going to be looking at Kendall Jenner for the first time. So thank you so much for coming and subscribing. Kendall Jenner is a wonderful person to show us Burgundy Earth because she actually has an exceptional sense of color. So it was really fun to look through her outfits and find outfits that really gave examples of her colors, and she does an amazing job. So one of the things that you'll notice right off the bat is that she seems a little bit like Rihanna in her use of fur, and in fact both of them are fire styles, and they have other things in common as well. But as a true classic, she is a combination of fire and air, so that's quite different from what Rihanna is doing. Now there's another thing that I'm showing you in the same way as Leah Kabede. She has an unusual relationship with her prime color by virtue of being a true classic. And as it turns out, she and Leah are the same style because they are not only true classics, but they are both true classic alpha. So this is interesting because you can see some similarities. They are both true classic alpha and they're both earth coloring. Leah is composite artistry and Kendall is architectural. So let's start the color wheel. In order to do that, we have to go to the prime color wheel or the element color wheel. So the element color wheel divides the colors into their elements, or according to their qualities: fire, air, water, earth. But it's not that the element color wheel puts the colors there, it's that the colors themselves have these qualities, and they have these tendencies to go into this type of arrangement. For example, greens are always a little muted even when they're clear, and the same thing happens with magentas. They have this sort of a natural muted quality. So here's what you see with the element color wheel, and each one of the colors on this is a prime color. So a prime color means it is the first and most important color of a person's coloring, or of their personal color wheel, because everything is based on that prime color. The prime color for Kendall is Burgundy, and that's the third of the earth colors. It's the one closest to fire there, and it is, as all the other earth colors are there, it is intense and muted and cool. So the first color that is going to be in Kendall's color wheel is this Burgundy. Now she is also going to wear the complementary color to the Burgundy, and that's a little hard to see on this wheel because if you look across the wheel, the complementary color is an air color. That's Celadon, but that's not intense, that's light. So let me show you what the intense version of Celadon looks like. So here, when you look at Burgundy on the outside, I put the complementary color. So there you see what the intense version of Celadon looks like. And the other thing that you notice on this wheel is that there are planetary symbols around the outside of all the colors. So this planetary symbol is important because it shows us where the next set of colors is for Kendall and for every other person. So let's go to the wheel after this, because what I have done is I have put gray on top of all the other colors except for the two Saturn colors. So the first one was Burgundy, and the second Saturn color is red fire. So I'm able to show you on this what the Burgundy and what the earth version of Celadon looks like. But red fire and its complementary Intense Sky Blue are not in their earth versions here. So I will show you that on Kendall's body in her clothes. So here's Kendall's first color, and this is her burgundy, and as you can see, it is just stunning on her. And this is the case with everyone. The prime color, well, all the colors are so spectacular that it's a little hard to even pick, but the prime color is always very special. And the complementary to the prime color is her version of Celadon, and you see it here. And you can see that what we're looking at is these are really what we call jewel tone colors. They are intense and they are muted, but they are also very just gorgeous, and especially, of course, for earth people. And the third color that she wears is brick red. And the brick red is, or you could call it rust. So it is her version of red fire, and you can see how her skin just glows from this color. And finally, she wears her version of blue. I think this is sometimes called Aegean blue. I think those names have really gotten confusing, so I like to refer to it as muted intense sky blue. And then it's a little bit more clearly, I guess, defined, but it doesn't describe the color. But all you have to do is see it on her and you know that this color is just gorgeous. So those are her first 4 colors, and those are her intense colors. And now she has 2 light colors, or alternate, because they are alternate in intensity. And in order to get those colors, we go back to the prime color wheel, to the element color wheel. And now what we do is we start at the prime color, which is burgundy, and we go 1 color counterclockwise, and that is plum. So for her alternate colors, her light colors, she's going to wear light muted plum and light muted ochre. And if you go across from plum, you will see ochre is a light muted color. So there you have it. And on the outside of it is light muted plum. So those are the colors we're looking for Kendall. So here she is in her light muted plum, and you can see that it is really gorgeous. And obviously she has such a great sense of color that it is very easy to, let me just say this, it is very easy to find her colors. I was able to find incredible versions of them in terms of, you know, how distinct the colors are and how much it shows, and get them really big, because the colors, she wears such great examples of her colors. I have a lot to choose from. And here she is in her ochre green, which is a really common color for her to wear. She really loves it, and it's very beautiful on her. So this is 6 colors. So now normally what we do is we go to the style wheel and we look for her style symbol, and it is nowhere to be found because the true classic is always showing up in the center. And so there is no actual style color. So what she has is a special relationship with her prime color where she can wear every version of it. And so, but on our color wheel, it's just going to show up as burgundy. So here you see her in this burgundy, and this is a slightly cooler version than we saw on the other burgundy, and it's just very gorgeous for her. But she can wear so many versions of burgundy. There's almost like no limit. And now we're ready to show you her personal wheel. And here you have all 7 colors. So it's a rainbow, and this is just the standard versions. And as I've pointed out on all the other color videos, or most of them anyway, is that you don't just wear your standard colors. Everyone who wears every Burgundy Earth can wear these colors, and then they will have their own style color. But in addition to that, you're going to have permutations of these colors, variations of these colors. Based on your style, it's either going to go lighter or more intense. Based on your artistry, it's going to be more muted or more clear that you can go, and it's going to also have, you're going to have also variations based on warmth and coolness, and that again is a function of your artistry. So on the Art of Dress website, when you pull up your persona and you have your style, your artistry, your coloring, and it comes to the coloring page, I will tell you, you can wear these colors, plus you can wear the lighter tones, or you wear these colors, plus you can wear the more intense tones, and on and on. So you'll have a broad range of these colors available to you. So those variations also apply to your neutrals, and let's go and look at neutrals now for Burgundy Earth. We start with the neutral color wheel, and this is just the same old prime color wheel you saw before, except now what I did is I put the neutrals on the inside, and that's because there's a little bit more square footage, a little bit more possibility for you to see them, because it is very hard to see color when it's just a tiny amount. And here you can see that Earth Colors wear as their prime neutrals some version of navy, and the Burgundy Earth wears the darkest navy. So this is the navy that is almost black, and of course she doesn't just wear one dark navy, she can wear a range of dark navies, but dark navy is her prime neutral. She also wears, Kendall also wears the white, the pure white, true white, I usually call it. And in addition to that, she wears one of the beiges, so that is unusual. Normally the Earth colorings wear a version of black, but she is the exception to this rule. She wears a version of beige, but not a light version. She wears an intense version. So this makes her analogous to aqua water. Remember that aqua water did not wear beige like all the other waters. Aqua water wore a version of black, light gray. So Kendall, instead of wearing black like the other Earth colorings, she wears an intense version of beige, which I will show you. So here we have Kendall in her navy, and I picked the darkest navy I could find just to show you, but she looks good in such a range of dark navies, and you might like to look for yourself and find it because it's so beautiful for her. This is her prime neutral. And then her second neutral is pure white. It's really exceptional to see her in pure white, and she obviously knows it. She wears it a lot, and it is just magnificent with her skin. And her third neutral is, as I said, dark beige. So here you have Kendall Jenner wearing, actually it turns into tan when it is very, very intense. And so this gives her her third neutral. She loves this color. You'll see her wearing it lots of times, and it's just gorgeous for her. So now I can show you her completed color wheel. Again, the completed color wheel for every single coloring that is in this group, and this is with her 7 personal colors as well as her 3 neutrals around the outside. So just stunning, and on all of these colors are just stunning on her, and the wheels themselves are so harmonious and beautiful as well. It's almost like the wheel itself is fun to look at because it's so pretty. So the last thing I like to do is I like to talk about use of color. So here's Kendall Jenner wearing the medium contrast that is the typical use of color for Earth colorings. Now, we talked about use of color already in style, and you will frequently see that Kendall Jenner wears her style coloring, style use of color, and that is monochromatic. But sometimes she will do this kind of a color scheme, and this is coming from her coloring itself. Earth colorings like medium contrast coloring, and that's what she's giving us here with a light version of her plum. So she wears light muted plum. This is an even lighter version of that because her style actually gives her that range to go lighter. And then she's also wearing a sort of medium plum in a shiny fabric for her skirt, but she's still accomplishing medium contrast because she has light and medium together. Very effective for her, very stunning, and another example of the use of medium contrast for earth colorings. So this concludes the color wheels, the personal color wheels, and the discussion around personal contrast, because I already told you that earth is medium contrast, water is high contrast, air is the lowest contrast, and then fire colorings where sort of a blend, an amalgamation of different kinds of contrast. And I showed you how the palettes work and the use of standard colors to define them, even though you yourself will wear a whole range of colors. But that's not all there is to know about color, because there are a number of other things that I'm looking forward to sharing with you, and one of them is coloring focal point, and that is the third of our focal points. So I've actually been waiting for this. This is very exciting for me to show you this, and that's coming next week. So thank you again for coming today. Thank you for subscribing, and until I see you again, please stay safe.